Hi and welcome to another watch video. Today I'm going to show you at least how I keep my watches spotless and clean. And I've been using this method for years and it never damaged any of my watches. And as you can see, my watches look pretty spotless. There is no grime and they're pretty clean. And this is a watch that I wear every day, and it's been on my wrist for the last 5 years and it's been through mud, through dirt, sweat, everything. And as you can see, it's pretty spotless. And the only way that I take care of it is I do it once a month or once every 2 weeks, depending on how much I sweat and everything, with the following method. In order for you to do it, you will need only two things, actually three, but the tool that you're going to need is a toothbrush. I use a soft toothbrush because I believe it will scratch less, although I don't think even a hard toothbrush can scratch a watch, but just for the sake of the watch, I use a soft one. And you need soap and also a sink with running water, preferably warm. The reason why I use this type of soap and not liquid soap is because I realized that this soap gets rinsed much easier than liquid soap. Liquid soap is kind of sticky and oily, and it stays on the watch, and you really need to scrub it to take it off. With this soap, just running water over the watch will remove the soap, and just in case you want to be very thorough, while you rinse it, you also brush it with the toothbrush, and the watch will be clean. Another thing that we'll be using for today's experiment is a dirty watch. This watch is pretty dirty. Dirty. It has a lot of grime, and I will put macro shots so you can see it. I'll try to zoom here, but there. But I will also put macro shots so you can see, especially look at this side. And this is just from normal wear by people who don't do this method regularly. And I know a lot of people are like that, and they usually just wipe the watch, which is not enough. As you can see, this watch is probably wiped all the time, and it's pretty nice on this side, but these undersides and where the bezel meets the case is pretty horrible. But no matter how horrible this looks, and I'll put in some pictures also, with the method that I will describe, it will be pretty spotless and clean in a matter of minutes. So now we'll move on to the cleaning itself. Okay, so here we are at the sink, and we'll let the warm water run. Actually, let me just say why use warm water. Not only does it get the grime easier, but also when you're drying the watch, when the water is warm, it wipes off more cleanly and nothing stays behind. When the water is cold, it cools the watch, and then when you try to wipe it, you have little droplets left even when you pull the rag over the watch. So using warm water really helps clean it all the way. So let's move on. We'll let the warm water come, and what I usually like to do is first rinse the watch and use the brush with just the water as the first step. Naturally, you can do this on any watch except those that use leather straps, because leather will get destroyed unless it's water resistant leather. So once I do this, I will use the soap like this. Like I will water the toothbrush and then just rub it against the soap and start scrubbing the watch. And this doesn't have to be anything, especially if you're doing it regularly. You can do this in like a minute or two. You don't have to rub it and scrub it a lot, and everything will be spotless. But since this one is pretty dirty, we'll try to be a bit more thorough. Okay, and now when you're doing the straps, I like to put something soft so I don't damage the watch, and then scrub it like this. It's easier. Okay, so now we just rinse the watch again, and now the water is pretty warm, and the watch will be warm, and it will dry off much nicer and easier. Naturally, you want to make sure that the crown or the buttons, if they have a screw down system, they need to be screwed down so you don't mess the watch. And some people say that like soap and water will damage the seals, but I have watches that are 10 years old and more, and I use this method on them and I never had a problem. But if you do notice some fogging or anything, it probably means that you need to lube your gasket, and then everything will be okay, or change it. Okay, this is a nut. Even this is more than I usually do. Now we'll just shake it off, and we'll use a towel to dry it. Now I'll just show it to you here for a quick video, but then after that I'm gonna put the macro shots and the macro video like I did from the before, so you can see the results after. But let's just take a quick look, and as you can see already, it looks much better. As you can see, there's no grime, everything's nice and shiny. Look at the back, the watch looks like it's new there, but like I said, I will put macro shots as well. But you can see from this already that we did a pretty good job, and this took us like 2 minutes. And like I said, if you're going to use this method on a regular base, you won't have to be as detailed as I was now. You will be done in like a minute. You just rinse it, soap it, rinse it again, and you're done. And as you can see, when the watch is warm, when you wipe it off, how perfect everything is. There are no streaks, nothing. And the watch looks much better. So now we'll put on the before and after video and photos, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye.